I've never been completely annoyed by anything. So if you're offering that challenge, I accept.
Drew Barrymore, I've been completely annoyed by pretty much my whole life.
Let's do it. Rough Draft Research. We're here. We got matchups. We got free agent talk, vacancies. We're going to have a draft. We're doing it all on this week's episode of Rough Draft Research.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, boy. We're on a little earlier, which might be good. You guys might actually have time to watch some of our content before the games this week, which is really nice. Yeah. So let's get into it before we stuff ourselves with food. Why don't we stuff our listeners with some information? Is that good?
Yep,
Yeah.
That's great.
Let's just start with the matchups, then get right into it. Raiders versus Cowboys. Daniel, take it away.
Okay, here we go. Raiders versus Cowboys. Well, guys, this is not going to be the disappointment that these guys have recently had, right? Kansas City has kind of roughed up both of these teams recently, and so now they get to decide who's the better of the two teams. I'm excited about that. It's kind of a weird skid. The Raiders have just lost 3 games in a row. I don't know how they're going to recover from that, but I could recommend that they score more points, right? Because they're actually 5-0 in games where they put up more than 16 points. That's cool. But the thing is that they've lost to Kansas City. Nope. Yep. And they can't get the running game going. Josh Jacobs had 16 games in that Kansas City matchup. Then
16 carries?
16 yards.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Rushing yards, and then he had 37 rushing yards last week. It's just not going good. The last 3 games, Derek Carr is under 300 yards, and this is the Raiders team that is 3rd in passing yards, and they can't clear 300 yards. So it's getting really fucked up, if you ask me. Last week, the target share was 6 targets to wide receivers, 9 to running backs, and 10 to tight ends. So the identity of this team, Henry Ruggs kind of deep shot mentality, it seems like it's out the window without Ruggs, without Gruden. So the passing monster is dead, and now they have to find a way to run the ball. And Dallas is stopping rushing. They're 10th and stopping the rush. So it's going to be kind of a weird game for them. But honestly, I think that the Raiders have a chance to win this one. I think that they can turn it around. I'm not betting on it, but the thing I keep going back to is that 16-point margin. They're beating good teams if they can score. And Darren Waller only has 2 touchdowns this year. And he's coming off of the last 3 games. It was 11 targets, 7 targets, 8 targets. So they just need to get him going in the red zone. And if they can make that happen, they got a chance to beat this Dallas team. I don't know. It's hard to say that with any amount of confidence. But Dallas does need a victory after the loss to Kansas City.
Yeah.
If you look at this Dallas team, they've lost to Tampa Bay, they've lost to Kansas City, and they've lost to Denver. Right? So they're losing to some pretty solid teams. Their wins are the Pats, the Chargers, Vikings, Falcons, Eagles, Panthers, Giants. And I say all that just to let you know that it was a margin of victory of less than a score with the Vikings, the Pats, Chargers, and the Panthers. So they're not really as good as they seem. They're narrowly beating teams that are kind of middle of the road, and they're getting beat by really good teams. So they need to step their shit up quite a bit. And a big part of that is you're looking at the rush game. It's been pretty weak recently. Right now, they're fifth in rushing yards in the league, but Tony Pollard is averaging 34 yards over the last 5 games. Zeke is averaging less than 50 yards over the last 5 games. 13 catches in those 5 games for Pollard, 23 for Zeke. The numbers are just kind of low for the running backs, and I think for them to get back to where they were before, they need to kind of ramp up the whole offense. Amari Cooper's out again, so that's going to be a problem. You know, CeeDee Lamb is supposed to be good to go for this game. He's recovering from the concussion, but Michael Gallup's going to get a bump. But Dak only has 3 games over 300 yards this season, so it's not the crazy shit we were seeing last year. They really do need to bring up the dynamic rushing game to get something going. And what better opportunity than the Raiders, who are giving up, they're 29th in stopping the run. So it's wide open. I think this is going to be a big Zeke week. Like I said, I think it's going to be a big Darren Waller week. Bryan Edwards didn't even get a target last week. So I would have folded that Bryan Edwards flag up and put it back in the box for a little while. I've already dug that grave, so I'm getting warm from the core of the earth on that shit. Just keep on digging, one shovel after another. But I think this should be a pretty cool game. I really do think the Raiders have a chance.
Well, the Raiders need to get the running back going. They need to get Josh Jacobs. And I got to tell you, because I've been itching to say this because I'm in a dilemma because I'm playing Daniel this week for our For the Belt League. And I got Dalvin Cook, and I'm looking to play a second running back. I got Josh Jacobs, Cordero Patterson, and, Cordero, who knows if he's going to play mispractice today. But there's a part of me that wants to sit Josh Jacobs, who's playing the Thursday night game. And if Cordero Patterson doesn't play, I might even start playing David Johnson against the Jets.
Yeah, hey, why not, dude?
I feel like he's going to put
Texans are going right now.
PPR league, like 3 catches and
could get a touchdown
for 30 yards. That might be what Josh Jacobs does.
I would sit Josh Jacobs right now. I don't know what is going on with the Raiders, but they are broken. I don't think they have a chance to win this game.
Ah, come on.
Just because they're broken, man. They got hit with all this trauma, and then they don't know who they are, and until they figure that out, I don't think they're going to do very well. And the Cowboys defense has been playing really well. I mean, they held Kansas City to 19 points. I know Kansas City's offense has been like up and down for the most part, but still holding them is a really big deal. And they've been kind of smothering teams all year. Maybe a bit again up and down with the Cowboys defense, but when a team comes in that doesn't even know what they want to do on offense, and I don't necessarily blame it even on the Raiders, they've just dealt with a lot, and this is kind of who the Raiders are.
Sure.
I think they could end up getting smothered by this Cowboys team, and if they get down quick, then Josh Jacobs is going to disappear.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think it's a whole lot of Renfro and Waller again.
Let's go.
But at the same point, I mean, the Raiders' defense has been really good in pass rushing, and Max Crosby's kicking ass. So, if they can make the Cowboys sweat a little bit, like Kansas City did last week, might give them just enough of a gap, because the Cowboys lost to Kansas City's defense, they didn't lose to Kansas City's offense.
They're not doing too
true.
hot against the AFC West either. So
that's
could
true.
be their kryptonite.
Broncos creeping in, taking care of it.
Hell yeah! So I'm gonna go right into Saints Bills then.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have much to say because what the fuck is happening in the NFL right now? The Titans lose to the Texans. The Bills are a top running defense in the NFL. Unless they play Jonathan Taylor. Trevor Simeon's the starting quarterback in New Orleans, but Taysom Hill gets a $40 million extension.
Jesus.
The Vikings beat a good team.
Oh, exactly. Oh, I'll get to that. Don't you worry.
With a field goal.
You kidding me? I'm going to talk about a Saints-Bills game and not tie the Vikings in somehow? You're crazy, dude. All I do know is no Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Kamara. Mark Ingram, questionable. I assume he plays. Adam Troutman finally gets the game we were looking for when this shit started, when the season started, and now he's on the IR.
Nice.
So he's done. So I think the only thing you can count on this game fantasy-wise is Stephon Diggs is going to get you at least 15 fantasy points.
Make it 25.
Yeah, in PPR, of course. I thought it was funny last week. I was like, the only thing you can count on with the Bills is Stephon Diggs getting 70 yards, and then he ends up with 25 last week, but 2 touchdowns. So he finds a way to score in fantasy. He's a dog. I do hope if you had an opportunity that you stashed away Dawson Knox, because I think he's going to be the second most consistent player on this team, or on this Bills team. I mean, I don't know who the hell the ball is being thrown to on both sides of the ball. Whether that's going to be Traquan Smith or Marquez Callaway or Mark Ingram or who. I just think this game is very unpredictable, and I think whoever wins, you are going to be surprised by it because it's just hard to count on these teams right now. All I know is in the NFL, teams seem to be passing around the infinity stones. I'll tell you why. Bill Belichick controlled the mind of 3 quarterbacks last week by throwing 3 interceptions. The Rams had a bye because they needed a little space. The Chiefs went back in time to find their mojo. The Eagles snatched the Power Stone from the Titans. The Packers were brought back to reality. The Colts sucked the soul out of the Buffalo defense, and with a snap of a finger, Russell Wilson lost 50% of his talent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. What you guys got in this game? I think this is. It'll be
Not
a fun
bad
game.
reality, by the way.
Jesus.
To lose to a team that is really good and had bad luck without your 2 best starting offensive linemen and most of your defense, it's not a bad reality. Kirk Cousins also threw 3 interceptions in that game. I just want that.
And
to be out there.
still won the game. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because none of them counted.
Dude, by the
We
way,
haven't done this shit talking.
Did you watch the game? DVR
Yeah, I watched
style?
the whole game.
We were watching it together, and he was like, I can't wait till Christian has to watch this whole game just to see that interception not count.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was an amazing game. It obviously didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but yeah. My whole thing, I'm actually not that mad about the loss. It sucks. Obviously, I don't want to lose to the Vikings. But the reason I brought up the Kirk Cousins, I've just been hearing people trumpet Kirk Cousins all week. And I'm like, all right, he's had a good year, but he literally threw 3 interceptions that just none of them counted.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good game that he had.
Also,
anyway.
Can we talk about how smart it is to just kneel the ball and kick the field goal and not let Aaron Rodgers have an opportunity?
Yeah.
But
didn't we have a fucking penalty on that drive too?
Yeah, you did.
What are you gonna do? Good win. Congrats. We should have bet on it.
Yeah, we should have.
Fun of the podcast.
Should have
I
been.
can do a shot. I can find a shot to do for funsies.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you better.
But do you?
I don't want to get up now.
No, dude, don't worry about it. I know you'll take one later. Do you guys have anything on the Bills Saints?
No. I think like the Saints could be winning if Alvin Kamara was healthy. Mm-hmm. And, the Bills don't have much of a consistent run game. So going up against the Saints, it's like, okay, well, we weren't going to fucking run the ball anyway. So
right.
I imagine.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just saying, I imagine he's right. Stephon Diggs, maybe Gabe Davis has kind of been showing signs of life since he's been back on the field. He's got that deep ball look, and
that's true.
Let's roll.
I was just gonna say, speaking of quarterbacks that are getting more credit than they deserve, the people talking about Josh Allen being an MVP candidate, like, I don't know. That whole offense has been weird and clunky, even though like they crush teams and then they look like they did on Sunday. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to point that out that I don't think Josh Allen's had a very good year.
I don't either now.
I don't know. Like, really, any quarterback can be in the MVP. Like, they're all kind of dropping games here and there. So, Jonathan Taylor, MVP.
Makes it for an interesting year, for
sure.
sure. But
Well, shit.
But-
Let's.
yeah, no, I didn't. Sorry, you can cut all this because I was just gonna say I didn't have anything to add.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, let's just move it along, man. Let's hit the Bears Lions.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird game with two crap teams. The Bills aren't going to have Justin Fields. They're not going to have Akeem Hicks. They're not going to have Allen Robinson, and they're not going to have Damian Williams. So they're pretty hurt. Maybe that one win that the Lions are going to get, I could see coming. But you got the worst passing team in the league in the Bears against a decent passing defense. But they have a really good rushing attack. They're ranked 3rd overall in yards per game. And they're going up against the 2nd worst rush defense of the Lions. So I expect to see a lot of David Montgomery. He got worked back into the offense very slowly last week, 58 yards and a catch. I think we're going to see a lot of him on Thursday. And I don't know. It's weird. Are the Lions going to play super tough like they have against certain teams and only lost by 3 points? Or are they going to not show up at all like they did 2 weeks ago when they got beat 44-3 or whatever it was? If they show up, I like the Lions here. I actually kind of do think the Bears are dealing with enough injuries and the Lions are a scrappy enough team that maybe they could pull this win out. Fantasy-wise, like I said, David Montgomery, TJ Hawkinson, I feel like it's all names that you know are going to pop off. It's nothing crazy because no receivers. Go ahead and bench Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney, 2 guys I like a lot, but you're not going to see anything out of them, in my opinion, because the Lions defense is actually pretty good. And they're going to be playing who? Nick Foles? I don't know. Did Nick Foles even on the offense anymore? I don't remember.
No, it's going to be like
Dalton or whatever.
Oh, fucking Andy Dalton. Yeah,
AD,
that's Nick
baby.
Foles was last year. Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, same fucking person. Like, who cares?
So it looks like Goff's going to be back this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't get the Tim Boyle Andy Dalton matchup like
Yeah.
everybody was like Vegas was hoping for.
Hey, eat enough turkey to fall asleep before this one goes. Am I right?
Isn't that the first game?
I don't.
I think it's the one that's on in the morning.
Everybody get
Son of
drunk.
a bitch.
Everyone get drunk tonight.
Yeah.
Wake
Make
up.
sure that
Feel free to
turkey-
wake up at 3:00.
Make sure that turkey's real wild. That's
but
Turkey 101.
I do feel like Darnell Mooney kind of had a breakout game last week, and that was mostly with Andy Dalton. But
that's
yeah,
fair.
That game started out pretty good. It was fairly close, and it's surprising the Bears defense is playing really well. I mean, it's against Huntley, and it was without Akeem Hicks, and it wasn't Khalil Mack out as well
he's
last
out
week.
for the
done
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they I was surprised that they were able to stand up to the Ravens, and there's like no running backs. The starting quarterback.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
playing.
kind of
It's
how the
kind of a
Ravens
weird
have
one.
been all year, though. It's like they just let teams just hang around, and I don't know. I think maybe Swift could get something going in this game.
Yeah, and then
But-
Jamal Williams kind of heating up after missing a little time. Maybe he can.
I don't know.
me
I
too.
think we're just trying to be optimistic because
Fuck it.
we like want to see a good game, but in my heart, I'm like,
Yeah.
All right.
But like, if we have to watch the Lions every year on Thanksgiving at noon or 11 or whatever the time is that you watch the morning games, can they at least just make it an interesting game?
No.
Like,
chance.
okay, they started the Thanksgiving football. That's awesome. Thank you for that, Lions. The only good thing you've ever done. But
Barry Sanders.
yeah,
Sorry,
Okay.
you're right. I'm with you, man. You're not the first person I've heard bring this up today, just so everybody knows. We'd all like to vote fucking the Lions off of Thanksgiving Island.
I actually don't know that I would. I like the tradition of it being Lions, but why does it have to be Lions Bears? Like, why couldn't it be
To give them a shot to win a game.
I guess that's fair. I don't know if they're gonna win. Why couldn't it be like Lions Buccaneers, and then we could just watch the Buccaneers kick the shit out of them for
That would be pretty tight. Considering I have Godwin
either
on my
be a
team.
blowout or be a better team, Lions. Like,
That's true. Man, Anthony Miller's played some of his best ball on Thanksgiving. He won't be there this year.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well, shit. There
what's
it
the
is.
trophy they give him.
It's just like the 6 turkey legs on one turkey or whatever.
Oh
Dude.
no,
Give him
there's
a
one that's like a
drumstick.
bronze turkey, like an actual. It's like a live turkey.
No,
Well,
they're
not live,
they're
but-
actually voting, and the person that's gonna probably win that trophy is gonna be Mitch Trubinsky,
Yeah.
He's not even
MVP.
Hit him with the
even
gravy
on the field.
instead of the slime. It's a bucket of gravy.
Well, let's get into some free agents. Let's do a 2021 free agent run, and this is gonna be spearheaded by the great Daniel Darthur, and then we'll just kind of get into 2021, 2022 free agents and vacancies and all that fun stuff. So stick around.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel the need to put a history lesson out there for everyone so we can all remember free agency of years past. That way, in case anyone got their hopes up that free agency was going to be something cool and fun, I came here to let you all know that it's never worked out for anybody,
Like
and it's
the-
never going to work out for anybody.
You're like the Thanksgiving Grinch.
That's right, man. So, without any further ado, I wanted to start in with the 2020, and then we can go from there. So, I'm going to recap 2020 free agency. I only put out the guys that got big ticket numbers. I'll throw out the millions per year as I go. We'll start out with the running back situation. It was Melvin Gordon. He got the $8 million deal to Denver. And then Todd Gurley, if you guys remember him leaving the Rams for $5.5 million a year, that didn't work out very well. And Jordan Howard's been in the news recently, running his ass off for Philadelphia, right? You guys remember that 2-year deal that Miami gave him in the 2020? No, that's what I'm talking about. Carlos Hyde going to Seattle? Yeah, really interesting stuff. Leonard Fournette going to Tampa Bay. Okay, well, that worked out. Good job. 2 out of 5. Not too bad. I'm going to roll it straight into the wide receivers. Emmanuel Sanders to New Orleans. It was all right. Robbie Anderson did really well with Carolina. Randall Cobb went to Houston for $9 million a year. Perriman went to the Jets. And then number 4 on this list was Seth Roberts going to Carolina Panthers.
Oh, wow.
So,
That happened.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I'll just throw out a handful of wide receivers that had less than a $3 million per year, just because these names are familiar. You got Funchess, Demarcus Robinson, Travis Benjamin, Mohamed Sanu, Nelson Aguilar, and Geronimo Allison, right? So like these guys all came in and they were difference makers on the team that accepted them. Now, maybe Nelson Aguilar, he had a great year with the Raiders last year. Mm-hmm. So after that, you got the tight ends. That's Austin Hooper, Jimmy G, Greg Olson, which basically did nothing for Seattle, Eric Ebron, Tyler Eifert, and Jason Witten all got over $4 million a year.
Jeez.
To make literally very small impacts on the.
Jason Witten finally retired. Did I miss that, or is he still on the Raiders?
No, he's done. He's all the way
I think
done.
so.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then it was actually a pretty awesome year for the quarterback free agency. Surprisingly, Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers received the same compensation per year of $25 million. How heartbreaking is that for the Colts to think about? And then Teddy B, Carolina, $21 million a year. not bad. There's a couple sub 10 million guys: Case Keenum, Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota. So I say all this just to say, like, what am I getting excited about? You know what I mean? It's not always awesome.
Just a quick update. Jason Witten is the head coach of Liberty Christian School.
Nice, dude. I bet they're awesome. Okay.
What's their record?
Let's see. Liberty offers Christian-centered education from preschool to grade 12, so it's a high school team. I got nothing.
I bet they all got participation rosaries.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know what they, I don't know what they
Rosaries.
get out. So, okay, guys, I'm trying to make it not so slow. I'm trying to fast forward to this past off season, and now we're all super excited, right? Let's see who gets the big money, who's going to come in and just light things up for their new team, right? So let's start with the wide receivers. You got Kenny Golladay, $18 million a year, right? Corey Davis, Curtis Samuel, like Will Fuller, T.Y. Hilton technically qualifies. Juju Smith-Schuster on a 1 year. Oh my goodness, these guys have pretty much been worthless to their teams, except Corey Davis a little bit. Nelson Aguilar is actually blown up. You know, he went from getting like a $1 million deal with the Raiders to an $11 million deal with the Patriots, and he's actually killing it. So, well, he's kind of killing it. He's the wide receiver 48 on the year, but for this list, he's really killing it. Anyway, Marvin Jones is in there, AJ Green, Sammy Watkins, Antonio Brown. So these guys don't really make as big of an impact as I think. Like, hey, it's free agency. It turns out if you got a good player, you just find a way to give them a contract extension, or you trade them. I don't know. Free agency is just losing its.
How long are we just gonna watch Perriman just like keep going? Like, no, he's at the Lions. This is it. And then,
he's with the Bucks now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sorry. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna power through. So then you go to the running backs, right? And the biggest money this year was Kenyon Drake to the Raiders, right? Holy shit. Okay, that's rough. Who's the number 2? Chris Carson. You get injured. That's cool. Then you got Fournette. That's pretty awesome. You know who got paid just as much as Leonard Fournette this year? That would be Philip Lindsay.
Oof.
So not all dreams come true.
Who just got cut.
Yeah, he got cut. He's with the Dolphins now, so that's actually their best running back out the gate. That's actually great for him.
Yeah, I like how they got another running back to equal size of Gaskins.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Between the two of them, they'll figure it out. So then they're at the $3 million a year range. You got Jamal Williams and Cordero Patterson. So
CP.
Both these guys doing pretty good, you know, not too bad. Funny thing is this is when I found out that Cordero Patterson is actually paid more than Mike Davis. So I guess maybe we should all have seen this coming.
Oh, wow.
It's only $250,000, but there is a slight bump for Cordero there. And then you got the guy getting ripped off all the way, the RB8 on the year with his, what has he got, 12 rushing touchdowns now? James Robinson making $1.75 million.
Robinson?
Or James Conner making $1.75 million a year. So, you know, it's kind of weird, man. They don't always come where you think they're going to come from. Poor James.
That's what she said.
I know, man.
Speaking of which, that was another thing that you mentioned to me the other day was Agnew going to the Jaguars, who came with Bevel from the Lions with Marvin Jones, and he got paid more than Marvin Jones.
Yep.
And so it's like, damn, we really next year need to like pay attention to where this money is going and with whom, because it's the lines are straight. You just can't see them, you know.
Right. Any coach who brings a former player with them, you know, just because Marvin Jones, we didn't miss that. But like the Agnew, man, who even would have?
Granted, it wasn't like he did anything spectacular, but it's surprising before ending the season. But
Hell yeah. I'm with you, man. I was just going to mention that now we go to the tight ends. We're at the highest paid are Hunter Henry and Johnny Smith. Johnny Smith is the tight end 32 on the year. So
that's actually surprising. I thought he'd be higher.
Like 38.
Yeah.
A higher number, not a higher performer.
So there's only 32 tight ends in the NFL is what you're telling me?
No, there's apparently 39 if you ask Kyle Rudolph. So he's on this list. Gronk's at $8 million. Gerald Everett's at $6 million with Kyle Rudolph. And I like Gerald Everett. I know you guys, he hasn't quite blossomed. He's a tight end 27 this year, but he has actually caught 25 of 29 targets. So
wow.
That's pretty fucking impressive if you ask me. Anyway, Dan Arnold's on there. Jared Cook's on there. We don't have to talk too much about these guys. The crazy thing is the quarterback market. We're talking about guys making $25 million a year last year. The highest paid fellas this year were Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andy Dalton at $10 million contracts. And then Tyrod comes in at $5.5 million. Cam gets this fresh deal, the $6 million, upwards of 10 and incentives or whatever. And then Jameis Winston, $5.5 million. So it's not, we didn't expect the quarterback market to be baller or whatever the fuck you want to say, crazy like it was last year. Most of the quarterback action this year was through trading. So I kind of took the free agency fun out of it. Anyway, I say all of this just to make sure no one gets excited about a potential free agency stuff in 2022. Now, please tell me what you're most excited about.
Well, nothing. Thanks
Exactly.
for that. All right, guys, we're out of here. Bye.
6 months from now, free agency bonanza episode. Let's
That's
go.
right. You guys tell
10
me.
reasons why you should be excited for free agency. Daniel's no longer with the podcast.
Happens every time.
Well, we'll just kind of flow into that. Great. That was great. A round of applause, everyone. That was great. Thanks.
Oh,
man.
I guess if I had written the schedule out, I should have done that after we talked everyone up.
Yeah, I think
can't. It's hard to blow air back into the balloon.
Yeah. Hey, if you're still here, hey, thanks. I'm just gonna put down in the comments just like skip to minute 32 or whatever.
You could just chop it and screw it, man.
Nah, fuck that, dude. This ain't the hip hops. Well, moving into that, we're gonna go 2021 extensions. I'll breeze through that. So far we got I mentioned the Taysom Hill 4-year, $40 million extension. Cortland Sutton got a deal, 4 years, $60.8 million. I did not see that coming, but
I did not either.
Good for him. Tim Patrick, 3 years, $34 million.
That's some Agnew shit right there.
Yeah, right there. Watch it. I saw a tweet from Kyle Yates where it's just like Denver doing a great job locking up Aaron Rodgers receivers next year. I thought that was funny, but. Dallas Goedert got his deal we talked about, 4 years, $57 million. Mark Andrews, 4 years, $56 million. Robbie Anderson, 2 years, $29.5 million. That was a heartbreaker to our TMJ loving asses over here.
They'll regret that shit.
It'll come around. Josh Allen, the 6-year, $258 million. Nick Chubb, 3-year, $36 million. We were really happy about that. This one, the Logan Thomas 3-year, $24 million surprised me because I forgot all about that. I was looking at that John Bates like, ooh, we get ahead of it, but I don't think so anymore. The Gus Edwards coming back, hopefully strong from the ACL, 2-year, $9 million. The Tyler Lockett 4-year, $69 million.
Oh my god!
Came out of fucking nowhere. And then of course Nyheim Hines with a 3-year, $18.6 million. I personally was hoping that wouldn't happen because I wanted to see him flourish somewhere with more opportunity, but also love him where he is right now. So that's kind of up-to-date extensions. So with that, let's kind of talk about future voids and vacancies with contracts kind of expiring that haven't been extended yet. And we'll kick it over to Christian for that shit.
Okay, perfect. Pause. Because I have to pee very badly.
It's funny because you say that, but then again, what are these NFL GM's thinking when you bring over Brock Osweiler years ago for like $16 million a pop, you know?
Right.
Like everyone and their mom saw that like that was a terrible idea. But what made you think? Like who convinced you to do that? Was that agents' work? Was that coaching? Like, or was that just you thinking you're getting ahead of the curve? Or like,
Right. Is that, yeah.
like how does that decision making go down? Like, how much of it is like a business and how much of it is like actual strategy?
Or like
at the time?
thinking you know something that other people don't know and then being wrong, you know?
Like all the time.
Right. Like, all the people who drafted Kenny Galladay can be like, man, I got fucking burnt by a bus to Kenny Galladay.
Again.
But like, he's like, imagine being, Gettleman or whatever, that's like $18 million that you're paying this guy to basically watch Kadarius Toney be a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or to watch Sterling Shepard be like, why the fuck did we even bring this guy here? So
All right, let's riff away, boys.
Yeah. So since Daniel wanted to be a huge downer on free agency, it's my job to kind of boost it back up.
it's my
And
birthright.
I think the easiest guy to talk about, Allen Robinson, is a free agent, and he needs a change of scenery again. He was a top 10 wide receiver in 2019 and 2020. And now he's in the 70s or something. Like, he's just been absolutely terrible. And I don't think I've been spouting this all year on the podcast. I don't think it's him. I don't think his play is diminished. I think the Bears are just completely inept at passing the ball. And it's going to sound like a repeat, but if he could go play with Carson Wentz in Indianapolis at the end of this year
Oh,
on a cheaper deal, maybe go to Green Bay. I mean, we don't know what the QB situation is going to be like that in Green Bay. But there are plenty of teams that could use Allen Robinson and make him a top, maybe not 10, but top 20 to 15 wide receiver again.
Yeah, man, you should be trading in that Devontae Adams jersey for an Allen Robinson jersey next year, huh?
I don't think so.
Tell you what, yeah, I never really got to this part of my rundown, but Chris Godwin and Allen Robinson, franchise tagged.
Mm-hmm.
So they were two wide receivers got franchise tagged. The other players getting tagged last year were three safeties, an offensive tackle, and two O linemen and one D tackle. So
No.
they're like pretty much not going to let these fucking guys go. Like, there's a reason he wasn't a free agent. There's a reason Chris Godwin wasn't a free agent.
Yeah, but when you tag him, you're still paying him a lot of money. You just can't do that again.
It's like $17.4 million for the wide receiver tag.
Yeah, free Allen Robinson. I would love to see him in Indianapolis. I mean, that's something that maybe we were even talking about before he got franchise tagged. That'd be awesome to see.
Tag and trade. Tag and trade him.
That's what they should have done this season.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they didn't.
Matt Nagy needed his job. Now he doesn't.
I mean, yeah, we got a whole slew of receivers, contracts ending this year. I'm just curious, like, I'm gonna steal the mic and then I'm gonna pass it back to you, Christian. But like that Tampa Bay vacancy with Antonio Brown, you mentioned Chris Godwin, Gronk, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, O.J. Howard are all
Gio Bernard,
all at the end of their contracts this season. We saw last year they kind of just re-signed everybody, but is there any kind of receivers on this free agency list that you guys could see work well with old Tampa Brady, or do you see them re-signing some of these guys?
Yeah, they got to get Godwin an extension.
You would think. I mean, I could see Allen Robinson doing well down there. The issue is with Tampa Bay is that all this praise that they got for signing everybody, the way they structured their contracts is they just kicked the money down the road. So all those pay cuts that Tom Brady took aren't pay cuts. They're just future money. that they're going to have to pay them over the next 2 or 3 years. So I'd have to see their finances. I don't know how much money they're going to have to go after one of these guys.
Yeah, I could
But
see
well.
Gronk and Fournette re-signing just because
Yeah,
they
for
just
sure.
seem like they're. I mean, I don't think Gronk's playing without Brady.
Yeah.
No
Obviously.
way.
And I think he's got enough money. I could think if Tom talked him into it. I could see Fournette. He kind of seems like the guy that's like, I'm comfortable down here for whatever you want to pay me kind of thing. But
Well,
No
yeah.
state taxes, bro.
After
No state
well,
taxes in Florida.
there weren't any state taxes in Jacksonville either.
Yeah, but he gets to win in Tampa.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I think he would sacrifice the money just to be. Obviously he wasn't awesome with playing in Jacksonville, so just for the W's. But you never know, man. Some of these guys are going to be dirt cheap, man. Especially Will Fuller and Juju Smith-Schuster coming off of iffy injury years.
yeah.
So those would be two ballers in the Tampa Bay offense, no problem.
Talk
Yeah,
about ballers that'll come for cheap, in my opinion. Even in Tampa, I could see this working out for Tampa for sure. DJ Chark, man. I think he got unlucky with the injury this year. He had 22 targets in the first 3 weeks of this season. And
hate to see it.
he was ranked the number 17 wide receiver in PPR leagues in 2019. And then 2020 kind of fell off. I think he's way better than his stats say. And if he could go to a team with a good quarterback on a cheap deal, I promise you today, if the Packers signed DJ Chark, I'd buy a DJ Chark jersey. But I could see him going to somewhere like Tampa Bay, somewhere that's a winning team that doesn't have a lot of money, because he's sick of losing, I would assume, and he's still going to make a decent amount of money playing for them. I'm really looking for where DJ Chark goes this season.
Yeah, man, we'll get him fitted for a Chiefs jersey real quick.
Damn.
That would be great.
Somewhere that I think
He's not going to Denver.
I would love to see him kind of come in and take that role that Julio Jones was supposed to take in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Like opposite of A.J. Brown.
Man, there's so many voids. There's so many holes. Put him in, the Raiders offense. Like, this
Right.
it's crazy.
Well,
I was trying to, yeah.
We
I
can
didn't
talk
know.
about this. Speaking of wide receiver voids, let's talk about the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Thomas is question mark city. Deontay Harris and Traquan Smith are on their last year of their deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who else is Lil Humphreys? What's his name?
Lil Jordan?
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Humphreys.
That guy's huge, man. 6'4". I picked that guy up at one point, just hoping and praying. But I mean, I guess that quarterback situation's questionable. Like, what's going to happen there? But I mean,
Taysom Hill.
Taysom. Okay, so who fits a Taysom Hill offense with receivers?
No one.
Just a L.
He sucks.
Just another one in the loser column.
Alvin Kamara does.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Could have had 8 touchdowns, but Taysom Hill lives here too. Yeah, so you got Callaway, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
I mean, and to your point, they were super heavy in the OBJ market, so they clearly think they need to upgrade. So I think that's going to be a team that signs somebody in the offseason.
They should have kept Emmanuel Sanders, but
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, dude.
what'd it do?
Sean
Yeah.
Payton's a genius, okay?
Hey, man,
All
it
right.
worked once.
But he can't afford the referees. That's what I hear.
I know, right? That's never mind. Well, I mean, if we're talking about teams that are going to be weak with exiting pass catchers, you got to throw Miami out there, Gesicki, and then you got
They
Preston
gotta
Williams,
re-sign Gesicki,
Will
right?
Fuller. I think so.
Gesicki's an interesting one because you would think they would, but he has been inconsistent. He's the 4th ranked tight end in fantasy right now, but he's had 7 games that have been 10 points or less this year, and 2 of them were zeros.
Yeah,
Just complete goose eggs.
Well,
and he
who's that-
didn't get hurt. He just got 0 points. So he's a very interesting one. Because the 4th fantasy tight end overall sounds awesome. Like you would take that almost every time. But the inconsistency, like, could he be first if he had a consistent offense and a consistent quarterback and a coach that actually believed in him? Like, I don't know, man. I think he maybe will stay, but I mean, could you imagine if he went to Dallas?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Dalton Schultz on his way out, man.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
I mean, from what I'm looking at, there's like a trend of desperation in the tight end free agency market. Like that's the one sticky position for free agency. So yeah, I mean,
Dude, that would
see
be.
it.
I mean, another one, David Njoku coming into free agency. Like, I mean, that guy is insane. It's insane talent. I don't know if he's got an attitude problem. I don't know what's going on. But dude, yeah, Gesicki or Njoku or someone like that to Dallas because they're losing Michael Gallup. They're losing Cedric Wilson. I don't see them re-signing them. Obviously. Shout out to RDR Semi Fihoko. Shout out to Christian.
yeah.
Like he might be coming out of somewhere, but CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and fucking Mike Gesicki with Dak Prescott sounds pretty nice.
You know what I think actually sounds more interesting now that we're talking about it? David Njoku to Dallas because he doesn't need to be the focal point, but he has the athletic talent to kind of absolutely crush it in the role that he would need because they have Lamb and they have Fehoko and they have Mark Cooper. So Njoku to Dallas. Let's send Mike Gesicki to Los Angeles to play with Justin Herbert.
Oh man.
What about my Trey McKitties, dude?
I mean, I'm a big Trey McKitty fan, you know that. But
Oh,
if
Kit
you
Kat.
give
Jared Cook and Parham are out this year too.
yeah,
so.
let's give Mike Gesicki some LA love.
Well,
Let's go.
This is crazy because I have a different free agent tight end that I think would be even better in Dallas that fits their mold, and that's Evan Ingram. I think he'd
Yeah.
be perfect in that Dallas offense,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but who's gonna wear 88?
Dude, you know who's wearing 88. Because Dez is still a free agent, right?
Well, let's talk. Like you brought up LA, so let's talk Mike Williams. Mike Williams out this year. Obviously, Josh Palmer's gonna come right in, take all those targets away, be a wide receiver 1 next year. You heard it here first. But I mean, I was.
So
I was to
Guyton,
stay.
Williams, Parham.
I think he
Cook.
needs to stay too. But like,
He
I don't
needs
know
to
where. Like, where would he fit in? I was trying to put that together.
I don't know that he fits. I mean, I have no like logic to this. He just looks like the type of player that's going to get big money in free agency and then not really do anything because he's been so inconsistent his first 4 years, then just blew up this year. But even this year, he's kind of disappeared a little bit. And then
He's
like, he
he's
just-
struggled with injuries though. his
yeah, I
whole
mean, I'm
career.
not saying that it's like his fault
It's
necessarily.
not, is what I'm saying.
But
He's
But-
the new KG, the new Kenny Galladay.
I mean, you're also
I
talking
mean, but
Corey
that's kind
Davis.
of
same
that's
shit.
kind of my point is that like he seems like the type of guy that's gonna leave and get big money. Some team is gonna pay him way more than the Chargers are willing to, and then in 5 years we're all gonna look at the Chargers and be like, oh yeah, they were really smart for not paying Mike Williams $17 million to be hurt all the time.
Right.
Or he could take a cheaper contract, like a 10 million or a 12 or 13 to stay in LA and get the amount of work that he's been getting.
Yeah. What you got to say, Daniel?
I mean-
you got something.
I don't. I
Fire
mean,
back, dog.
you know what it is. Shots fired. I think. I mean, I could see him going somewhere like Miami to fill that extra void. You know, him and Waddle get out there. It's a little
Okay.
more dynamic. That would work. Maybe he goes to Green Bay. You know,
That'd be
'Cause
tight.
they got a ton of wide receiver free agents, and it's kind of fucked up because all these teams with like 3 wide receiver free agents coming up also have tight ends that are leaving. You know, so
Yeah.
what's the deal with Bobby Tunyon?
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
he'll end up re-signing just because since he got hurt, we'll offer him like another restricted free agent deal, and he'll probably take it. I'm with you, but does Mike Williams really want to leave Justin Herbert and go play with Tua, or leave Justin Herbert and go play with Jordan Love?
Well,
You
that's
know, like
that's not really the question, right?
I think it
money.
is.
The thing is,
I mean, the money,
do the Chargers want to pay him for what he's done 1 out of 5 years? Or do
Yeah.
they want to give someone else the opportunity to be right and then be wrong about him, right?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But I guess my point was, say Miami offers you a $17 million contract, and I don't know, New England offers you a 12. Where do you go
Well,
if you want to win?
I would say to Miami, right?
I don't know, man.
Because you don't pay taxes in Florida. Boom, roasted. Got it.
Yeah, but Mac Jones is looking like the best rookie quarterback of this draft. You still have Bill Belichick. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, Deshaun Watson's a pretty good quarterback. He's started for
I guess
Miami
he
next
is
year,
going to
right?
Miami. Yeah, I forgot.
I mean, and if you want to throw that out there, like Houston,
I was thinking Houston.
that'd be a great place for any of these guys. I mean, it's weird to say this, but like Houston's going to bounce back in a big way if Deshaun stays,
So
or if the Deshaun plays, I guess I should say. But
when's so what about the Eagles? The Eagles came to mind.
Oh
Like,
my
are the
God.
Eagles going to sign themselves a veteran receiver? Or are they just going to continue to draft him? Give Jalen Hurts some
I don't see the Eagles being very active in free agency this year because they have all those first round picks.
yeah.
Like,
that's
they're going to
true,
look at
that's
their
true.
team and think, like, we're all good. We got 4 first round picks, or 3 or 4, or whatever it is. And I think they're just going to kind of chill.
That's true.
But-
Well,
and it's easier to be wrong in the draft than it is to be in free agency. It's
Yeah,
cheaper
not
to be wrong in the
cheaper.
draft.
I'm going to steer the ship back to a
You
moment
think you is?
moment ago when he brought up Mac Jones
Oh, Mac.
because
Scroll.
old Jacoby Myers is gone after this year. Obviously, Hunter Henry's still there. Johnny Smith.
Nelson Aguilar.
Kendrick Bourne. I don't know if he's a free agent. I think he.
Yo, shout
must-
out Kendrick Bourne. He's
Yeah.
been playing pretty well.
Hell yeah, man. So I feel like N'Keal Harry is, I think, officially scratched, right? He's in that blocking game. You brought that up.
Yeah,
to
he's
me.
doing great.
So
It's like crack.
I don't know,
back or
man.
whatever.
Do you see any of these guys making their way into old
Mike
New
Williams,
England?
bro. I just told you.
Oh, you did? Fuck me, dude.
Oh, there you go.
Shit. He's
I think
in
it'd
my
be.
head.
I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be wise for the Patriots to take a break on the checkbook
Yeah.
as far as pass
I was
catchers
thinking
go.
Michael Gallup.
Hey, that'd be great.
I think Michael Gallup would fit that.
Someone's got to
Now
go to
that's somebody I
Detroit
want
too,
in
right?
Green Bay.
There you go. What about Detroit? Mike Williams would be good fit in Detroit. He
Yeah.
could go be the alpha. Go take some shit.
Just be the guy. Just throw it up to him every time. Yeah, I like that. Well, fuck it. Let's get into some running backs then.
No, man.
Arizona,
What are
man.
the pass catchers?
Arizona.
Oh my God. Yeah.
James Conner, Chase Edmonds. Is it hashtag Benjamin time?
You know it.
Or I don't know, the free agent market for running backs.
It's awful.
Yeah, dude. Looking at it here, just Marlon Mack,
The best part
Marlon Gordon.
of the running back free agency market is that there's a lot of chances for people to get the fuck out of Elijah Mitchell's way.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
with Raheem Mostert and Jermichael Hasty going on free agency.
Yeah, man. It's time for Trey Sermon to be the true backup, which is where he typically needs to be in order to slowly chip away and become the number one.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of time.
I'm just looking forward to Ronald Jones finally going to Arizona and being a true alpha running back that he's always been meant to be.
That's funny because James Conner was just talking to his agent about getting that contract extension at Arizona.
Well, what's funny is why wouldn't Ronald Jones want to stay where it's tax free and go play in Miami, where he can knock Myles Gaskins right the fuck out of town?
Yeah, he wouldn't even know it. He'd just turn around and be like, oh, damn, I didn't mean to hit you with my elbow. It was all the way down by my waist.
You guys need to listen to some box score boomers, man.
Yeah, you're right about
It's
that.
going to be a
guys-
20-year-old running back knocking Gaskins out of town.
Do you guys see anything left in the tank for old Marlon Mack?
I think there's something in that fucking tank. And I don't see it. How are we breezing by this? Dearness Johnson's going to be a free agent next year.
because he's not on my list. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that's gonna.
Oh man, why you got to bring that up to the guy holding Ernest Johnson?
I'm sorry, my bad, man. I was just that was the
I was
guy.
waiting for him to drop it. What are you doing over
Oh shit. I'd be keeping an eye on.
This is why you can't have a fantasy podcast.
Okay, I didn't
Give away all
know
the hints,
you were in
you know?
that long con. You already
was in
knew.
that long con.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Is that really why you left him off the list?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh fuck yeah.
I do my own research.
That's funny as fuck, dude.
Goddamn.
No, one thing I do want to say, man, Cordero Patterson to Tampa Bay. I'm calling that shit.
There you go.
He's going to take over that pass catching role, dude. Lenny, you're out. Cordero, go be a superstar like you were always meant to be.
Should have put that Dearness trade in before this episode, man. That's your bad.
Dude, that's so funny.
Holy shit. I was going to mention Jarek, whatever his first name is, McKissick.
JD McKissick.
JD. Yeah, it could be Jarek.
He's
So
got two
JD
first letters in his
McKissick,
first name.
free agent after this year, so it could be a Jarek Patterson little bump there.
Oh yeah, I actually picked him up in a league today. Just that I'm already out of it. That half PPR league.
Yeah, I think he got like a pretty good snap count
Yeah, he's
last
playing.
week.
He's playing, so that's fun.
For all my CEH truthers out there, we got Derek Gore, Daryl Williams, and Jet McKinnon, all free agents after this year too. So clearing out a little bit of that committee in the Kansas City offense. Just need a pass blocking running back, maybe N'Keal Harry. I don't know.
Hey, there you go.
Crackback.
Well, shoot, going through this list here. I mean, you guys got any other ones that kind of stick out?
I mean,
to
we got to talk
a
about
ton.
Devontae. Also, you need to learn to spell Devontae. It's an A. Devontae, not
No.
Devontae.
There's like 20 of
I
them,
don't,
man.
I don't respect Packers.
Fair enough. We got to talk about Devontae and Aaron Rodgers. We have to mention them just so people don't think we're stupid for not realizing that Devontae Adams is a free agent and that Aaron Rodgers is probably going to get traded.
Not true.
But it's I just want to mention it because it's tough. Devontae Adams has literally already said he's going to be the highest paid wide receiver in the league, and that's his ultimate goal. And so he's going to go wherever somebody's going to pay him that much money. And so it's hard to really talk about where he's going to go. It could be Green Bay. It could be anywhere. So I don't know. It's hard to get like excited about him unless you know where he's going to go. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Las Vegas. What?
Maybe.
No.
Go play with Derek Carr.
Yeah,
College teammate.
There you go.
yeah, it would be really
That
frustrating to
would
see
suck.
some
I would hate
GM come out and pay him all this money to go play with his rookie quarterback or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like, man, watching that game with Jordan Love, he was so frustrated, man. So it's hard for me to see him going anywhere where Aaron Rodgers isn't. If Aaron Rodgers stays, I think Devontae stays because I don't know. Maybe, what you said. He did say he'd be the highest paid receiver, obviously, but
Yeah. But I mean, so what if all the predictions are true and Aaron Rodgers does go to Denver? They can't
there ain't no
afford
room.
to bring Devontae in there with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Noah Fant. Like,
Them motherfuckers are staying in Wisconsin.
you think? I'd be
yeah.
stoked.
I think Devontae stays if Rodgers stays. I think if Rodgers leaves, he's gone for money. That's kind of where I'm at with that. But I mean,
how frustrated he was with Jordan Love. I very seriously doubt that he's going to stay if Rodgers leaves.
There's no way that organization just goes to Jordan Love at this point. Like,
You would think. But
yeah, but they can't keep.
hey, ego's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, dude. 98 Bulls, man. We all saw the doc.
I'm preparing for a swift downturn of the Green Bay franchise if
I'm here for it, man.
the GM won't admit. I'm not even saying that Jordan Love sucks, but won't admit that he was too early picking Aaron Rodgers' replacement. And then if egos flare up and Rodgers is gone, it just seems like the perfect storybook of like oh, they suck now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's, drama for the sake of drama. Obviously, a coach and manager aren't going to have the same vision as the players, you
Yeah.
know.
But that's the thing. So the power
what I
dynamic
meant was,
in Green Bay is so interesting because the GM there's no owner over the GM. Everything is through a committee. So the GM in Green Bay has a lot more power than other GMs. You look at what's his name? Ryan Pace for the Bears. Like, he's making all these mistakes and he might find his way out of a job because the owners get sick of him. But it takes a whole team of people to vote out Brian Gutekunst if they don't like what he's doing. He has more power than most GMs. I don't know. That's a rant for another time. Sorry.
No, I'm with you. So
I never quite thought about all that. So appreciate the rant.
Well, I do know, like, if they don't let Jordan Love play this year, like, it'll come up on his 4th year, right? Like,
they'd have to trade him. If they kept Rodgers, first of all, they need to rework his contract to even be able to sign Devontae Adams. So they'd have to trade Jordan Love. Like,
so it's the 3rd year, right? Next year's would be his 3rd year. Is that right?
Because next year would be his
Jefferson
3rd
class,
year.
right?
Yeah.
But the thing, I think what AJ's point is that you'd want to see him on the field for more than just one game before you even pick up that 5th-year option or give him a new contract. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so they have to make a decision. They either have to move on and trade him or keep him and just let him play and then see what happens. They're not going to be able to do both. I think his perfect scenario was, we let him sit behind Rodgers until Rodgers can't play anymore, which in his mind was soon, and then they move on to Jordan Love. But that's just not going to work because Aaron Rodgers wants to keep playing and he's better than he thought he was. And I think it's this weird ego battle where Rodgers doesn't want to retire and Gutekunst doesn't want to be wrong, and there's no owner to kind of set his foot down and be like, no, you're not trading the greatest quarterback in franchise history. So it's just a weird situation. It's why it's hard for me to talk about. It's going to make me sad if those two guys leaves, but just I don't think anybody knows what's going on in Green Bay, to be honest.
So
I don't even think Devontae and Aaron know what's going on in Green Bay.
Just to be clear, he's the greatest quarterback in franchise history because Brett Favre's a Viking, right?
No, he's better than Brett Favre. That's a hill I'll die on. Easy.
Now, I mean, it should be interesting, man. Like, I just don't know. I
knew it.
Yeah, he's got to stay. I think they'd be silly.
I do too.
For him,
but I'm just not convinced that logic and reasoning is going to win the day in Green Bay with everything that's gone on the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a long enough Packers rant.
I'll say.
All right. Well, here's a couple of quick ones that I thought we should bring up. Rashad Penny and Alex Collins, both going to be free agents. Chris Carson
Penny,
will still be there.
Low key, I'd like to see play somewhere else.
That'd man.
Fun. I don't know if he'll do anything, but give him a shot.
Give him a shot. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm with you.
He's gonna be the James Conner of.
God, why is it so easy to say James Robinson and so hard to say James Conner?
Because back to
James
back,
Conner is so forgettable. Even though I have to eat more crow about James Conner than anyone on this.
I mean, it only took 5 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor to get to the number 1 rushing touchdown.
All I'm saying is James Conner this year's last year's James Robinson?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, you know what? What about these are a couple of guys we've talked about. So Calvin Ridley, not quite sure what's going on, but Olamide Zaccheaus and Russell Gage, both free agents. So you're looking at the Kyle Pitts crew, and then obviously Matt Ryan's getting traded to Pittsburgh. That's probably going to happen pretty soon. So remember that.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm there with it. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But
So
then where's
maybe,
Juju going? Atlanta?
Oh, there you
Kansas
go.
City.
Fuck that.
Dude,
You
I don't.
had your chance.
I think you know what I think would be hilarious? Juju to New England. I love
That makes so much sense.
it. Makes sense, but also like that like the Pittsburgh to New England transition where they're just like fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But
I
I think Juju wants to stay in the Northeast.
Yeah.
I honestly
There's not a
throw
lot of
him-
room for him up there.
Throw him to the Jets.
I
Corey
thought the
Juju
Jets.
and Elijah Moore.
I was thinking the
I like
Jets
that.
too.
Dirty.
Give
I
Zach
thought
Wilson. I mean, I will
Sorry.
always be a
Sorry
Juju
for
guy, and it's probably gonna. I've traded for him when I shouldn't trade for him, probably. But I guess I'm just missing 2018 Juju, and still believe a 24-year-old can come back. He was the 8th receiver at the end of the 2018 season in PPR leagues. 8th. That's insane, and I think that's what everyone wants. And he needs a change of scenery. I don't care where it is. Go somewhere. Do something, Juju.
There's another Miami guy right there.
Yeah, maybe.
Say Will Fuller, who? You know what I mean?
Will Fuller.
I
man.
hope Juju gets out of Pittsburgh, though. It
Me
feels
too.
like it's necessary.
Yeah.
I'd love that's a jersey I would buy instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of this. Christian Kirk on his last year.
Yeah. I just tried to
Dude.
trade for him.
Oh, bro, I got the perfect
Talk
player.
about a guy who's stepping up big on a contract year, Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk. You know who's going to fill that void when they don't pay him? James Washington.
Boom.
Ooh, I
Down
like
in
that.
Arizona.
Yeah.
That.
That would be a lot of fun, man. Kind of plays that same role.
Yeah.
But will James Washington I've been talking about James Robinson for 3 years. James Washington for 3 years. Like, can he finally be something?
Politnikov, baby.
Exactly, man. And I'd be remiss not to mention On Tate's.
You would be remiss.
You would be.
So who needs that big guy receiver? I think he can step up and take over that Miami role or
Fuck,
Patriots
dude.
role.
There you go. You know what? AJ Green is a 1-year deal, so he could go to Arizona with James
I
Washington.
think
and
Auden
they
Tate
just
could
hang
be the
out.
number 1 receiver in the CFL.
That I wanted to say him and Matt Canada.
Did I ask? Did I bring that up with you guys? I want to start a CFL fantasy league just so I can draft Auden Tate number one overall.
Number 1 overall.
Number 1. Oh shit, man, that's too funny.
Johnny
Well, shit.
Manziel in the second. I don't think there anymore, but that's how little I know about the CFL.
I guess I was going to throw out a couple other ones. OBJ is going to be a free agent, right? So what the fuck is up with that? You gotta love it. Hayden Hurst feels like he could really use
That's
a
a big
new
one.
Yeah.
location. It was a 1-year deal for Sony Michel. That could maybe mean something. Melvin Gordon's done with the Broncos after this year. Maybe he's got another year in him.
I just feel like that's someone Tampa's going to pick up. Like, I feel like they're just going to grab. Tampa with Tom Brady just seems like they're just going to keep sucking in these veterans. Just like, you're at the tail end of your career. Come win a Super Bowl.
You know, James White is done in New England pretty much. I think Melvin Gordon could retire a Patriot, and that would be a fun.
I think that would look good.
It'd probably work out for them pretty well.
Him and Ramondre.
Yeah, I mean, Damian Harris still has another year up there.
Nah, he's done.
Fuck. Cool. I don't think I missed anybody. I think we talked about every single free agent, even guys who are, not even getting their 5th year picked up. No, we didn't talk about 5th year option guys. I'm glad. It's too early for that shit.
Yeah, I think we ran down. I think I had a lot of fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
So we out of this bitch. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope it goes well. I hope as you're listening to this, instead of watching the Lions-Bears game, you're enjoying it, and just know you're gonna have a better time. So Rough Draft Research out. Peace out. What up to our boy Daniel? Danny, be hot.
Yeah, man. Extra gravy.